Mr. President, Vice President, Excellencies, distinguished colleagues, I take the floor today with a strong sense that universality and indivisibility of human rights and fundamental freedoms are unprecedented challenges in every region. Here, at the United Nations principal body for the promotion and protection of human rights, we gather to exercise our collective responsibility to uphold and reinforce these universal values. Our ability to find common ground and act decisively has a direct impact on millions of people, on their right to live, their safety and dignity. Yet, we must also acknowledge a sobering reality. Some states are not interested in peace, nor in respect for human rights. Yesterday, we commemorated the 4th anniversary of Russia's unprovoked and illegal war of aggression against Ukraine. For 4 years, Russia continues its imperialistic war in complete disregard for international law, committing war crimes and crimes against humanity. For 4 years, Russia is deliberately and systematically torturing and killing civilians, including children and prisoners of war. For 4 years, Ukrainian children, forcibly transferred and deported by Russia, are subjected to systematic indoctrination and militarization with a genocidal aim to erase their national identity. All of this is being carried out by a permanent member of the United Nations Security Council, tasked with maintaining global peace and security. There can be no just, lasting and sustainable peace without full accountability for Russia's political and military leadership for international crimes. In this regard, we encourage states to support the Special Tribunal for the crime of aggression against Ukraine. Excellencies, as confirmed by United Nations Special Rapporteur on the human rights situation in Russian Federation, repressions at home goes hand in hand with aggression abroad. Politically motivated persecutions, pervasive censorship, and widespread disinformation are used to silence any remaining dissent and mobilize support for war. The disproportionate mobilization of ethnic and religious minorities reflects deep-rooted discrimination, while freedoms of expression, assembly and religion or belief are systematically suppressed. Another example of massive and systematic human rights violations, some amounting to crimes against humanity, is Belarus. The meticulous eradication of civil society, politically motivated convictions leading to appalling conditions of detention, and the systematic use of torture, including sexual and gender-based violence, continue unabated. Political prisoners are exploited as bargaining chips in negotiations for international economic and political consensus. Alongside brutal repressions against Belarusians, Lukashenko also willingly continues to enable Russia's aggression against Ukraine. Lithuania has referred the situation in Belarus to the International Criminal Court concerning crimes against humanity and invites other states to join our referral. Distinguished colleagues, multilateralism and universally agreed human rights standards are facing a growing pushback. Principles that are indispensable for peace, security, freedom, and prosperity are increasingly questioned or disregarded. We must take this seriously. In the 21st century, millions of women and girls continue to face discrimination and violence. The extremely alarming human rights situation in Afghanistan, amounting to gender persecution, is yet another stark example of devastating consequences of excluding women and girls from society. Lithuania also reiterates its concerns about the very serious human rights situation in China, especially in Xinjiang, Hong Kong, Inner Mongolia and Tibet. As indicated by the OHCHR, the extent of arbitrary and discriminatory detentions of Uyghurs and other members of predominantly Muslim groups may amount to crimes against humanity. The ongoing human rights crisis in Myanmar, Democratic People's Republic of Korea, Iran, Cuba, and elsewhere further remind us that efforts to protect and promote universal human rights must be strengthened. The international community has a collective responsibility to restore the credibility of international law and to combat impunities for its violations. Dear colleagues, Lithuania has always been committed to upholding the universality, indivisibility, interdependence, and interrelatedness of all human rights. We are firmly convinced that there is no path to peace, security, and prosperity without full respect for human rights, democracy, and the rule of law. In this spirit, I am proud to announce Lithuania's candidacy for membership in the Human Rights Council for the years 2028-2030. Lithuania will be a principled, constructive, and reliable partner, defending the integrity of the Council, supporting independent human rights mechanisms, and giving a strong voice to those whose rights are violated or denied. Thank you. Have a good day.